Happy Earth Day, everyone! My name is Nicole Cook, and I'm the Education Outreach Coordinator and AmeriCorps member here at the Balsam Mountain Trust. And today I'm here at the Nature Center to tell you about a very cool, very helpful, but misunderstood creature, the Virginia opossum. Here we have Blossom the Virginia opossum. Around here, sometimes we call Virginia opossums just opossums, or even just possum. Now, something very cool and unique about opossums is that they are North America's only native marsupial. Marsupials are mammals that have pouches where they carry their babies. Other marsupials you may know of are kangaroos, koalas, and wallabies in Australia. Opossums are omnivores. This means they eat both plants and meat. They're also part of a special group of animals called scavengers. Scavengers eat dead stuff, like dead plants and dead animals. And opossums have an excellent sense of smell that helps them find their food. That's why you may have seen an opossum rummaging around in your trash can or compost pile. Opossums and other scavengers are like nature's trash collectors and recyclers. They eat dead stuff and recycle the nutrients back into the ecosystem. Opossums are great to have around because they clean up dead stuff in the environment. They also eat thousands of ticks. Ticks are little creatures, little invertebrates, that can carry lots of diseases that make people really sick, like Lyme disease. A single possum can eat thousands of ticks each year. It turns out that in areas where there's lots of opossums, people are actually healthier because there aren't as many ticks left to spread disease. Another thing I like to make sure that people know about opossums is that they can't carry rabies. Rabies is a super serious disease that humans can get when some animals bite or scratch them. Animals like skunks, raccoons, coyotes, they can all very easily carry rabies. But opossums, like Blossom here, have a body temperature, a blood temperature, that's too low for them to carry rabies. It's extremely, extremely rare for an opossum to have rabies. So you aren't going to get rabies from an opossum, and your pets, your pet dog or pet cat, are not going to get rabies from an opossum. When Blossom was a little baby, still inside her mom's pouch, her mom was hit by a car and was killed. Little Blossom climbed out of her mom's pouch and was found wandering around. Luckily, some very nice people took her to safety and then took her to wildlife rehabilitators. Wildlife rehabilitators are these amazing people who have special training and special permits to take care of injured and orphaned wildlife. So these wildlife rehabilitators discovered that little baby Blossom had gotten a brain injury, a head injury. And this injury meant that she no longer reacted to danger and to being scared the way a normal possum should. So they decided that Blossom could not be released back into the wild and would need the help of humans for the rest of her life. So here at the Balsam Mountain Trust Nature Center, we took Blossom in and raised her from the time she was a little baby. Now remember, it is illegal for you to take a wild animal, including an opossum, out of the wild and keep it as a pet. Even wildlife rehabilitators only take care of injured or orphaned wildlife, and they have to get a lot of training and have those special permits. So you might be saying, then what do I do if I find an injured animal or an orphaned animal? Well, the best thing to do is to call a zoo, nature center, or wildlife rehabilitator. They can give you more information on how to help that animal, and if needed, they can come pick the animal up and get it the care that it needs. Now, you might be wondering, why did Blossom's mom get hit by a car? Why was she by the road? And my answer has a couple of parts. So first of all, let's talk about what possums do when they're scared. When a possum is scared, the first thing it's going to do is try to run away and try to escape. If that doesn't work, they're going to show their teeth and hiss to try to look scary, but they don't often bite. If showing their teeth and hissing doesn't work, this is where things get interesting. If they get really, really scared, they pass out. Their body gets so full of adrenaline and they get so scared that they just pass out. They don't move or react to anything. And they let out a stinky goo. So now the opossum looks like it's dead and it smells like it's dead. And this is an excellent, excellent defense against natural predators. But it doesn't work so well against dangers that aren't from nature, like cars. And one reason that doesn't work so well against cars is because opossums do not have control over when they pass out. So when an opossum passes out and lets out that stinky goo, that's what we call playing dead or playing possum. But as I just mentioned, they can't control it. They don't get to decide. It's just when they get so scared and their body gets so overwhelmed. So imagine an opossum on the edge of the road, and a big, loud, scary car comes along. That opossum is going to get so scared that their body's going to shut down and they're going to pass out. That means they can't run away or get away from that car, and that's why possums can get hit by cars very easily. Now the next question you might have is, why would an opossum go by the road? Why would it be by the road? And the reason is pretty sad. A lot of people throw food and trash out of their car window. So you may be riding in the car and you're eating an apple or a banana, and you're left with an apple core or a banana peel. And you think to yourself, well, this is all natural. It will break down. And you throw it out your window. But before that apple core or banana peel can break down, it's going to attract all sorts of animals to the road. And it takes a really long time for that apple core and banana peel to break down. So they're attracting animals like opossums and other creatures, raccoons, to the roadside for a really long time. And that's when they're in danger of getting hit. And then imagine that these animals like possums and raccoons are by the roadside. They're going to attract predators. And when an animal gets hit by a car and dies, that is going to attract scavengers. So it creates a whole cycle of wildlife getting hurt and injured and killed by cars. So that's my really important reminder for you today, and something very simple that you can do to protect wildlife like opossums and like Blossom here. You can promise to never throw food and trash out your car window. Instead, you can wait until you get home or to a gas station to throw those things in the recycling, in the trash can, or even the compost pile. If each of us waits to throw away food and trash until we're in the right place, if we call wildlife rehabilitators when we find injured or orphaned wildlife, those things can make a really big difference for animals in our local area. There's all sorts of other things that we can do to help take care of nature and wildlife. We can plant trees, flowers, and other plants to provide animals with food, habitat, and other resources. We can also carpool or ride bikes to help reduce the amount of cars on the road and the amount of air pollution those cars are putting out. So hopefully this video gave you some ideas for small things you can do to help take care of the amazing natural world. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed meeting Miss Blossom, the Virginia opossum.